Black women's natural hair. Why men prefer it. Hello ladies and gents. Today we are going to discover the dark side. That was unnecessary. I'm a man with locks. Men aren't even in a conversation when it comes to weaves, extensions, and hair relaxers. There is nothing that others you more than the following questions. Wilkin, is that your real hair? Really? How do you wash it? I normally respond rhetorically. Do you wash your ass? Yeah? Whoa, is that your real face? A polite way to ask is simply, how do you maintain your hair? And through my answers, you'll then be able to read between the lines and spiraled follicles. So I thought, if I'm getting those types of questions in America and Asia, what are black women going through? Black hair has taken the mythical form. It's a mystery novel read differently and misinterpreted by every race, including blacks. The paradox: people love or are fond of uniqueness, but they also despise it because of fear and lack of understanding. If you're in between the two, I have the answer for you, yeah! This video is specifically for black women with a small emphasis on East Asian women. Why? Because I'm currently in East Asia. I have 4 sisters. One happens to be a hairstylist. The politics of black African hair is an external and internal conflict that exists within the black community as well. I use the black community loosely because we are not a homogeneous group. You need to know that. I do not by all means want to police the woman's body, nor is this an attack against women who choose not to go natural because of their personal taste. I am somewhat anti-hair relaxer. I mean, creamy crack is a hell of a drug, but I'm not completely anti-weave or extensions, even though I hate to see tracks. But so long as it's done right and the dependency is low. I, along with many of my black male friends from all ethnic backgrounds, personally prefer black women with their natural hair or locks. I personally have a fetish for it. In fact, when I feel my own hair, I turn myself on. In terms of Western standard of beauty, conventional wisdom says that straight hair and or long hair is more desired than kinky hair. We all, men and women, have insecurities. How do we balance social standards with self-acceptance? What makes this conversation difficult is the fact that we all try to adhere to specific standards and we pick and choose which ones we want to reject. We can create several videos for standards that we all try to live up to, but this video is about hair, and the fact of the matter is, black women are more critical of their own hair than any other race. East Asian women are more critical of their eyes than any other race. Black weave and hair relaxer dilemma is equivalent to East Asian double eyelid dilemma. Asian women think their eyes are too small and black women think their hair is too short. This isn't some simple insecurity. This is a deep, profound psychological conviction that brings about work, dating, and health issues. Black and Asian women, they have their certain demographics that takes everything to the extreme. Of course, too much of anything is just too damn much. Who the hell determines the universal standards of attractiveness? Huh? Who says it's universal? Studios. Damn, I couldn't help it. I couldn't. See, you like it? I twist myself. Me. Yeah, I did. Before I give you direct reasons as to why I like or prefer natural hair, I will give you a rundown on authenticity versus natural. Okay? In many ways, natural hair embodies the elements of authenticity. From an existential standpoint, lacking it is considered bad faith. What's difficult to understand is that the attempts to be authentic is still an attempt to be something. You're still defining yourself in relation to the world. Which is why my love for natural hair on black women is simply a strong preference and not necessarily a judgment against those who refuse to go natural. It's beyond uncanny how it's considered a movement to just be. Here is my fragmented truth. We all conform to certain ideals and pick and choose which ones to reject. The hair debate isn't just about outside validation, but about self-gratification. It's about loving oneself, being comfortable in your hair and skin, having social standards of beauty be an option rather than an imposed necessity. Okay, here are my reasons why I prefer natural hair. Number one, health reasons. I used to work at LA Fitness in Boynton Beach, Florida, and the lack of black females at the gym was troubling. The only exception that I saw were mother and daughter duo who used to run I think the Pilates circuit. I'm not sure, it's several years ago, but they were the only exceptions, and they were mother and daughter, and it was so inspiring to see them because of the lack of black females that I saw at my gym. So health reasons. I feel hair is keeping the black women away from the gym. That's my take. When I go to the beach with natural girls, we just hop in the water. We splash. I can't splash with a girl with weave. Salt water. I want to stroke my hands down your hair. You know, wrestle. People's elbow. Well, maybe not people's elbow, but at least a headlock, you know, without it falling out. Being hesitant to touch part of your body pushes me away. It's unhealthy for our relationship. I want to touch you deeply. Yes, natural women color their locks, but it's nowhere near as unhealthy as hair relaxers, or what we would call creamy crack, okay? No. Number two, the aesthetic look. Being natural is just as sophisticated as having straight hair. I come from the poetry, spoken word scene, so going back to your roots or your natural state of mind is firmly embedded in my head. It just is. Kempt versus unkempt. There's a difference. Style your hair accordingly. Know your limitations. Just because you have natural hair doesn't mean you don't keep it kempt. And so when we mean by natural hair, we mean kempt natural hair, well taken care of. Number four, no one on earth has our unique, distinct, coiled hair. It should be valued higher than it is, not for arrogant pursuits, but for self-gratification, for self-love. Before I go to number five, I have a public service announcement. This public service announcement goes to ghetto-ass chicks who take pride in being unkempt or too experimental. Makes it worse for everyone because we suffer from guilty by association more than any group in the world. A message to ghetto broads. Stop it with the ratchetness. Focus on upward mobility. Don't interchange buffoonery with confidence. That goes for ghetto Asian girls too. I live in Korea. Yes, you too exist. I don't completely dislike extensions, but I just hate the over-dependency. It's true that everyone wears them, including all social classes, but to certain degrees. To wear them excessively, borderline addiction, is troubling for guys who like black women. It's gotten to the point when you see a black girl with her natural long hair, you automatically assume it's a weave instead of her real hair. And it's the opposite. It's the reverse with other races. With natural hair, you don't get any doubts. That's her beautiful natural hair to match her beautiful skin and hopefully her beautiful personality. Character. Synthetic weave. Oh, and that extreme of wearing weave or extensions is equivalent to the extremes of facial plastic surgery in Korea and East Asia. It's gotten to the point where you assume a hot Korean on television or a hot Korean walking down the street has been modified through the knife. Which leads us back to the difficult disposition. Natural versus authenticity. That's the parallel. Feel free to add more to it. When a black girl refuses to go natural, it doesn't always mean she's insecure or would much rather pander to the social standards of beauty. Just like white girls who tan or get braids and dreadlocks doesn't mean they're trying to be black. Asian girls who get double eyelids doesn't necessarily mean they're trying to be white. Sometimes it's just an aesthetic preference that these women who control their own body have every right to have. Side notes, gold medalist Gabby Douglas got heat during the Olympics because of how her hair was kept. A lot of people in the black community attacked her because she had pins in her hair to keep her hair from falling in her face from doing flips. You know them, crabs in an overweight bucket spilling all over Twitter. Hampton University recently banned cornrows. Perhaps they should look at certain styles and the way individuals keep their hair kempt or unkempt. People can have bad hair days. How do you ban a hair? How do you ban hair that has existed since antiquity? What's next, Hampton University? Are you going to ban internationally known and recognized novelist Toni Morrison from visiting your school because she has dreadlocks? Natural black hair businesses have been on a rise, and I think that's huge. It sets a precedent for the workplace environment. I think black co-workers and workers can feel comfortable with going to work with their natural selves. I keep my locks kempt to secure job prospects. I allow my character and presentation to lure attention to my job abilities. I just feel I feel like our hair is so different from the general population that other races can't tell if we're having a good or a bad hair day. To get to the root of everything, I recall white Barbie dolls in my house growing up. Black mothers, perhaps you should start giving your daughters Afro Barbies or Afro dolls. That can help psychologically. Yeah. I've noticed that women of color are underrepresented in catwalks, fashion magazines, despite an actual market for that uniqueness. Black women, Asian women are unique. Everyone's unique. Everyone is exotic. But the standard doesn't say so. For black women who are struggling with going natural, or the thought of going natural just tears you apart, there's a market for you. There's an untapped, untouched market. And what I mean by market, a market of men who find you attractive. And you gotta let us at least sell ourselves to you. Is that coming out right? Love yourself before you can ever expect the same from someone else. Alright? I'm on a horse.